Welcome to a journey into the quietest places in the universe. This recording is designed to help you disconnect from the world around you. We will be exploring the science of black holes, not as terrifying monsters of destruction, but as peaceful, heavy anchors of the cosmos. There is no need to concentrate on the words. You do not need to learn or memorize anything. The facts you will hear are simply a texture, background of sound to help your mind settle. If you find your thoughts drifting away, let them go. If you fall asleep before the end, that is perfect. That is the goal. Find a comfortable position. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. Close your eyes. Imagine the darkness behind your eyelids is the vast, soft velvet of deep space. We are going to drift slowly toward the event horizon, where time slows down and everything becomes still. Let us begin. The universe is vast and silent, and in the deep, velvet darkness between the stars, there are places where time itself decides to rest. These are the black holes, the quiet anchors of our cosmos. To understand them, we must first let go of the rush of our daily lives and match the pace of the universe, which is slow and deliberate and patient. Imagine a fabric stretched out smooth and dark. This is the fabric of space and time. A black hole is not a hole in the traditional sense, but a curve, a gentle slope that becomes so steep that nothing can climb back. Up, not even light. It is a place of absolute holding. When a massive star reaches the end of its life, it does not simply vanish, it collapses inward. It folds onto itself, hugging its own center tighter and tighter. This is a process of surrender. The star gives up its heat and its light and embraces gravity. Gravity is the most patient force in the universe. It pulls everything together. In the heart of a black hole, this pull is so strong that it creates a single point of infinite density. This is called the singularity. Imagine a point so small that it has no dimensions, yet it holds the mass of 1,000,000 suns. It is heavy. It is settled. It is the ultimate resting place for matter. Around this center there is a boundary called the event horizon. This is the point of no return, but we can think of it as a quiet threshold. Once you cross this line, the outside world fades away. The noise of the galaxy is silenced. Inside the event horizon, all paths lead inward. There is no left or right. No up or down, only the gentle pull toward the center. It is a place of inevitability, where you no longer need to make choices, you simply drift. One of the most soothing facts about black holes is how they affect time. Time is not a constant ticking clock, it is fluid like water. Near a massive object, time slows down. If you were to drift closer and closer to the event horizon, time would stretch out for you. A single minute for you might be 1,000 years for the rest of the universe. The closer you get, the slower time moves, until at the very edge it seems to stand still. This is called time dilation. It is as if the black hole is preserving the moment, holding it forever in a state of suspension. In the presence of such gravity, there is no rush because there is effectively no time. These cosmic giants are not rare. They are everywhere, woven into the tapestry of the night sky. At the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way, lies a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius, a star. It is 1,000,000 times the mass of our Sun. Yet, despite its immense size, it is quiet. It sits there in the dark, guiding the rotation of our entire galaxy. All the stars we see in the sky, including our own Sun, are slowly orbiting this central point. We are all dancing around this silent giant held in its gravitational embrace. It is a slow dance. It takes our Sun 230 million years to complete one orbit. This is a cosmic year. The universe operates on scales that make our worries seem incredibly small. Black holes are also very clean. Physicists have a saying that black holes have no hair. This means that they are incredibly simple objects. They only have three properties: mass, spin, and electric charge. All other details are lost. It does not matter what fell into the black hole, whether it was a cloud of gas or a rocky planet or a beam of light. Once it is inside, all complexity is washed away. All that remains is the pure essence of mass and gravity. There is something comforting in this simplicity. In a universe filled with chaos and detail, black holes are perfectly smooth and uniform. Even though they are dark, they are not invisible to the universe. When gas and dust drift too close, they begin to spiral inward, like water going down a drain. This material heats up and glows, but the black hole itself remains a shadow. It is a silhouette against the starlight, a void that defines the light around it. There is a calmness in the dark. It is a color of rest. The absence of light is the absence of visual noise. It allows the mind to settle. Some black holes are born in pairs. They orbit each other in a long, slow spiral that can last for billions of years. As they circle one another, they create ripples in the fabric of space and time. These are called gravitational waves. These waves travel outward through the universe, stretching and squeezing space itself by a tiny fraction. They pass through the Earth and through us, gentle, invisible waves from a distant cosmic ocean. It is a reminder that everything is connected. The movements of deep space touch us here on Earth in the most subtle ways. There is a theory that inside a black hole, the laws of physics as we know them soften and change. We do not know for sure what happens there. It is a mystery wrapped in silence. Perhaps inside the event horizon, space becomes time and time becomes space. The directions flip. To move forward in time is to move inward toward the center. The future is a place, not a moment. The singularity is not a point in space, but a point in your future. This geometry creates a sense of flow. You are flowing toward a destination that is absolute. Black holes grow very slowly. They feed on the stray gas of the cosmos, but the universe is mostly empty space. So for the most part, they sit and wait. They are the most patient objects in existence. They can wait for eons. As the universe ages, stars will burn out and galaxies will dim, but black holes will remain. They are the long-term memory of the universe, keeping the mass of the stars safe in their gravity wells. Even the largest black holes are not permanent, though they last for a time that is almost impossible to comprehend. Through a process called Hawking radiation, they very slowly lose energy. They evaporate. This process is incredibly slow. A black hole the size of our Sun would take longer than the current age of the universe to fade away. They evaporate particle by particle, returning their energy to the cosmos in a gentle mist. It is a slow exhale that lasts for eternity. Imagine yourself drifting near one of these quiet giants. You are safe. You are just an observer. You see the light of distant stars bending around the black hole, creating a ring of light. This is called an Einstein ring. It is a halo of starlight warped by gravity. It looks like a lens focusing the beauty of the universe into a perfect circle. The darkness in the center is absolute. It is a deep, restful black, a sleep that has no dreams. The gravity is not crushing here, it is just a heavy blanket, a sensation of weight that grounds you. You feel the slow rotation of the black hole. Many black holes spin, dragging space around with them. This is called frame dragging. It is like a spoon stirring honey. The space around the black hole is thick and slow, and it moves with the object. You are caught in this slow swirl, moving gently with the current of spacing me. Think of the distance between these objects. Space is vast. The nearest black hole to Earth is over 1,000 light years away. It is too far to ever touch us, yet close enough to be part of our neighborhood. It is sleeping in the void. We are safe here on our little blue planet, far from the event horizons. We can close our eyes and think of them as distant guardians holding the galaxy together with their invisible hands. The temperature of deep space is cold, but it is a stillness rather than a bite. It is near absolute zero. In this cold, atoms stop vibrating. Everything becomes still. A black hole is close to this temperature. It is a cold object in a cold universe. There is no heat to agitate, no energy to burn, just the quiet persistence of mass. As we drift deeper into the concept of the black hole, we realize it is the ultimate form of recycling. The matter that falls in is not lost. According to some theories, it is stored on the surface of the event horizon like a hologram. The information is kept. Nothing is ever truly erased from the universe. It is just folded away, put into storage, kept safe in the dark library of the cosmos. There is a peace in knowing that there are things in the universe bigger than us, bigger than our planet, bigger than our history. These objects operate on a time scale that renders our anxieties invisible. To a black hole, a millennium is less than a heartbeat. In their presence, we can let go of the need to rush. We can adopt their pace, slow, heavy, constant. The darkness of the black hole is not empty. It is full of potential. It is full of gravity. It is the soil from which galaxies are anchored. Without them, the stars would fly apart. They are the grounding force, the roots of the galaxy. Deep in the dark, they hold the structure of the spiral. Arms together, allowing life to exist in the quiet suburbs of the Milky Way. We owe our stability to these dark giants. We sleep under the sky they help to hold in place. Let your mind drift back to the concept of the event horizon, that silent boundary where the universe ends and the interior begins. There is a region just outside this boundary called the photon sphere. This is a place where gravity is so strong that light itself travels in circles. Imagine a place where you could look forward and see the back of your own head, because the light reflecting off you has circled the black hole and returned to your eyes. In the photon sphere, light is trapped in an eternal orbit. It is a carousel of photons, a ring of frozen images from the past. It is a mirror made of gravity, holding the history of everything that has passed by. It is a quiet gallery of light, suspended in the dark, waiting for an observer who may never come. As we move closer in our imagination, we encounter the tidal forces. Gravity changes depending on distance. If you were falling feet first toward a black hole, the pull on your feet would be stronger than the pull on your head. This difference creates a stretching effect. In astrophysics, this is whimsically called spaghettification. But let us think of it as a lengthening. You are not broken, you are extended. You are drawn out into a long, thin stream of matter. It is a release of form. The rigid structure of the body relaxes, and becomes a river of atoms flowing smoothly toward the center. It is a transformation from a solid object into a continuous line, a thread weaving into the fabric of the singularity. There is no resistance here, only the surrender to the pull. Surrounding the black hole, there is often a swirling disk of material called the accretion disk. This is gas and dust that has been caught in the gravitational well. It spirals inward, like water slowly draining from a basin. As the material moves closer, it moves faster and friction warms it up. While this creates light and heat from a distance, it looks like a soft, glowing ember. It is a flat disk of light painting a ring around the sphere of darkness. It reminds us of the rings of Saturn, but on a much grander and heavier scale. This disk is the waiting room for matter before it enters the silence of the horizon. It moves in a perfect, predictable rhythm governed by the laws of angular momentum. It is a cosmic clock ticking away the eons. There is another region around rotating black holes called the ergosphere. This comes from the Greek word for work. In this region, space itself is being dragged around the black hole at a speed faster than light. It is impossible to stand still in the ergosphere. Space is moving and you must move with it. Imagine being in a boat on a wide, slow river. You are drifting with the current. You are not fighting the water, you are becoming part of the flow. The ergosphere is that current. It is a region of dynamic flow where the very concept of stillness is replaced by the concept of motion. You are being carried by the rotation of the great dark star. We must also consider the silence of the collision. Sometimes two black holes will find each other in the dark. They will orbit one another, drawing closer over billions of years. When they finally merge, it is not an explosion of fire but a merging of shadows. Two horizons become one. Two singularities meet and combine their mass. The event is silent to the human ear, but it rings the bell of the universe. It sends out those gravitational waves, ripples in the pond of space-time, telling the cosmos that two have become one. It is a union of absolute density. A marriage of gravity that leaves behind a single, larger, calmer object resting in the void. The size of these objects varies immensely. There are stellar mass black holes, which are the ghosts of large stars. They are small, perhaps only 10 or 20 miles across, roughly the size of a city. Imagine the entire mass of a sun compressed into the size of a city. It is a pebble of infinite weight. Then there are the supermassive black holes. These are the ones at the centers of galaxies. They are vast. The event horizon of a supermassive black hole can be as wide as our entire solar system. If you were to place one where our sun as its edge would reach out past Pluto. These are objects of a scale that defies human intuition. They are distinct regions of space that have seceded from the rest of the universe. They are their own private domains. It is peaceful to think about the isolation of a black hole. They are usually alone, drifting through the interstellar medium, the space between stars. This medium is a very thin gas, almost a vacuum. The black hole moves through it like a silent ship sailing through a thin mist. It leaves a wake behind it, a subtle disturbance in the gas, but otherwise it passes unnoticed. It is a solitary traveler. It does not seek attention. It simply exists. It possesses a quiet confidence. It needs nothing from the outside world. It is self-contained. There is a theory that black holes might be seeds, that inside the singularity, where the laws of our universe break down, a new universe might be born. The compression of matter and energy reaches a critical point, and perhaps it bounces back, expanding outward into a new dimension. In this way, our universe might be the parent of many others, and we might be living inside a black hole of a larger universe. It is a loop of creation, a nesting doll of realities. This idea suggests that black holes are not ends but beginnings. They are the gateways to other places, other times, other possibilities. It changes the feeling of the black hole from a tomb to a womb, a dark, protected place where something new is waiting to develop. The color black is restful to the eyes. In a world full of screens and bright lights and constant visual stimulation, the black hole offers a break. It is the absence of visual data. It is a pause button for the optic nerve. When you visualize the black hole, visualize a perfect circle of rest. It absorbs the light that hits it. It does not reflect. It does not glare. It takes the energy and keeps it. It is a soft velvet patch in the sky. A place where you can rest your gaze and find nothing staring back at you. Just the deep, calm comfort of the void. Let us think about the conservation of information. In our world, things break and are lost. A glass shatters, a letter burns, memories fade. But in the physics of black holes, there is a debate, a hope that information is never truly lost. It is scrambled, yes, mixed into the chaotic arrangement of the surface, but it is there. The universe remembers everything. Every star that collapsed, every atom that fell, and is recorded in the fabric of the black hole. It is a great cosmic archive, a library that never closes and never loses a book. It preserves the history of existence in a code we cannot yet read. It is comforting to know that nature does not throw things away. It keeps them. It holds them close. Gravity is the only force that can traverse dimensions. If there are other dimensions beyond our three spatial ones, gravity leaks through. A black hole might be a connection point, a heavy anchor that sits in multiple dimensions at once. It weighs down the sheet of reality. Imagine a heavy stone placed on a stretched sheet. It creates a dip. That dip is the black hole. If you were a small marble rolling on that sheet, you would naturally curve toward the stone. You are not being pulled, you are just following the curve. You are following the path of least resistance. Falling into sleep is like this. It is following the path of least resistance. You let gravity take the weight of your body. You sink into the mattress just as matter sinks into the gravity well. You are following the curve toward rest. The darkness of space is not frightening, it is protective. It is a blanket that wraps around the galaxies, keeping them warm with the faint background radiation of the Big Bang. Black holes are the knots in this blanket, the tight, secure points where the fabric is held together. They are necessary. Without them, the galaxy might unravel. They are the chaotic attractors that bring order to the system. They are the silence between the notes of a song that gives the music its rhythm. Without the silence, the music would just be noise. Black holes are the deep, profound silence that allows the universe to sing. Let us go back to the very beginning of time. Before there were stars or galaxies, there was only the dense fog of the early universe. In those first few fractions of a second, the pressure was so intense that it may have squeezed pockets of matter directly into black holes. These are called primordial black holes. They are ancient. They are older than the atoms in your body. They could be tiny, no larger than a mountain, or even a single atom, yet holding immense weight. These ancient wanderers might still be out there, floating in the dark, unseen and unheard. They are the silent witnesses to the birth of the cosmos. They carry the memory of the first moment. They are small, heavy relics drifting through the vast emptiness, waiting for eternity to pass. When we try to picture a black hole, we often think of the image captured by the Event Horizon Telescope. It is a picture of the black hole at the center of the galaxy M87. In the image, we see a fuzzy orange ring of light. It is soft and out of focus, like a distant street lamp in a fog. The light is not sharp. It is the glow of hot gas swirling around the edge. In the center of that orange donut is the shadow. That dark patch is the silhouette of the event horizon. It is a portrait of the void. Looking at that image is looking at the unseeable. It is a humble, fuzzy picture that confirms the deepest theories of gravity. It is a circle of fire and a heart of shadow. A quiet eye staring back at us from 5 million light years away. Consider the feeling of falling. In physics, falling freely is the same as floating. If you were in an elevator and the cable snapped, you would float inside the cabin. Astronauts in orbit are technically falling around the Earth, which is why they float. Approaching a black hole is the ultimate freefall. You are not being crushed, you are drifting. You are weightless. The gravity of the black hole creates a path of zero resistance. You are simply following the natural curve of space. It is a surrender to the geometry of the universe. You are letting go of all effort and allowing the greatest force in nature to carry you, floating in the deep, dark ocean of space. There is a concept in thermodynamics called entropy, which is a measure of disorder. The universe naturally tends toward disorder. Things crumble. Coffee cools down. Rooms get messy. Black holes, however, are the champions of entropy. They pack the maximum amount of disorder into the smallest possible space. In a way, they are the closet of the universe. They take the chaos of gas and dust and light and they pack it away tidily behind the event horizon. They are cleaning up the cosmos. They are storing the disorder so the rest of the universe can have structure. They are the heavy anchors that hold the entropy of existence. Long ago, in the early days of the universe, black holes were much more active. They were feeding voraciously on the thick gas of the young galaxies. As they fed, they released immense jets of energy. These were the quasars. They were like cosmic lighthouses shining across the universe. They were the brightest objects in existence. But today, most of them have gone to sleep. They have consumed the gas around them and settled down. They are now dormant. The great fires have dimmed to a soft glow or total darkness. Our universe is in its quiet middle age, and the black holes are resting. They are sleeping giants dreaming of their chaotic youth. Let us think of the constellation Cygnus the Swan flying down the Milky Way. Within the neck of the swan lies Cygnus X1, the first black hole ever discovered. It is locked in a dance with a blue supergiant star. The star is hot and bright and alive. The black hole is dark and heavy and silent. They orbit each other every 5.5 days. The black hole gently pulls a stream of gas from the blue star. It is a slow transfer of essence. A ribbon of stellar wind flowing from the light to the dark. It is a partnership. The star provides the matter and the black hole provides the gravity. Together they turn in the dark, waltzing through the galaxy. We often speak of space as a vacuum, but it is not truly empty. It is filled with virtual particles appearing and disappearing in tiny fractions of a second. This is called quantum foam. Near a black hole, this foam is stretched and warped. The vacuum itself is under stress. The black hole is heavy enough to bend to nothingness. It presses down on the fabric of reality. Imagine a heavy ball bearing resting on a memory foam mattress. It creates a deep, smooth depression. The black hole is that ball bearing, and space is the foam. It sinks deep. It creates a valley in the flat plane of the universe. All matter rolls down into this valley, seeking the lowest point, seeking rest. If you were to watch the universe from near a black hole, looking back out at the stars, the view would change. Because of the speed you are traveling and the gravity holding you, the light from the rest of the universe would seem to speed up. You would see the evolution of stars happen in fast forward. You would see galaxies rotate and drift like clouds. You would be in a slow bubble watching the frantic pace of the outside world. It is a form of time travel, a one-way ticket to the future. By simply sitting near the edge of the darkness, you are traveling through time, outpacing the rest of existence. You are waiting at the clock of the universe in a sanctuary of slow time. There are also intermediate mass black holes. These are the missing links. We have found the small ones and the supermassive ones, but the middle-sized ones are elusive. They are the shy ones of the family. They hide in dense star clusters, quietly merging with their neighbors. They are difficult to detect because they do not always have a glowing disk of gas. They are the invisible wanderers. They remind us that there is still so much we do not know. The universe still has secrets. It keeps things hidden in the dark pockets of star clusters. Mysteries are soothing because they mean the world is bigger than our understanding. We do not need to know everything. We can just let the mystery exist. Think about the Goldilocks zone, not for life, but for black holes. We are in a perfect position. We are far enough away from the center of the galaxy to be safe from the supermassive black hole, but close enough to remain in orbit. We are in the quiet suburbs. If we were too close, the radiation would be too intense. If we were too far, we might drift away into the intergalactic void. We are held in a gentle balance. The black hole at the center anchors us, but does not threaten us. It is a distant king ruling from afar, a stabilizing presence that we never have to meet. Some physicists believe that black holes might be composed of dark energy or dark matter. These are the two greatest unknowns in science. Dark matter holds galaxies together, and dark energy pushes the universe apart. Perhaps black holes are where these forces interact. They are the laboratories of the unknown. They are the places where the rules are written. But they write these rules in the dark, behind the curtain of the event horizon. We are not meant to read them yet. We are only meant to observe the effects, the gentle curvature of light, the slow orbit of stars, the quiet ripples of gravity. As you drift in your mind, visualize the color of the black hole again. It is not a flat black. It is a deep dimensional black. It is a hole in the night sky. It is deeper than the deepest ocean. It is a tunnel into forever. When you close your eyes, you see a similar darkness. It is a warm darkness, a personal event horizon. When you sleep, you cross a boundary. The outside world fades away. The noise stops. Time becomes fluid. You enter a singularity of the self, a place where the mind rests and compresses down to a single point of consciousness. Sleep is a little black hole, a nightly journey into the void, where you are refreshed and renewed. The universe is recycling itself through these objects. When a black hole eventually evaporates after uncounted eons, it returns its energy to the universe. It is a long, slow breath. Inhale for 1 trillion years, exhale for 1 trillion years. The black hole is the lungs of the cosmos, breathing in matter, breathing out radiation. It is a cycle so slow that to us it looks like stillness, but it is happening. The universe is alive in its own way. It is moving, it is shifting, it is resting. Listen closely to the concept of sound in space. We are told that space is a vacuum, and therefore silent, but there is a hum in the deep. In the Perseus galaxy cluster, astronomers have detected sound waves rippling through the thin gas that fills the space between the galaxies. These waves are caused by a supermassive black hole. It is singing. It is humming a single constant note. That note is a B-flat, but it is not a note human ears could ever hear. It is 57 octaves below middle C. It is the lowest note ever detected in the universe. A deep, resonant vibration that has been playing for 2.5 billion years. It is a lullaby on a galactic scale, a slow, heavy rhythm that keeps the gas around it warm. It is the heartbeat of the cluster. A sound so deep it is more of a presence than a noise. We can imagine the magnetic fields that surround these objects. Although we cannot see them, they are there, like invisible threads woven into the dark. These magnetic field lines are twisted by the spin of the black hole. They spiral upward and outward like a great cosmic fountain. Charged particles get caught on these lines and are guided away from the event horizon. They are launched into the void in long, thin beams. These jets can stretch for thousands of light years, crossing the emptiness between galaxies. They are silent streams of energy painting a line through the dark. They move with purpose. They move with grace. Even in the chaos of the accretion disk, the magnetic fields bring order. They create paths. They create direction. Think of the texture of space-time near a black hole. We often imagine it as a funnel, a deep dip in a rubber sheet. But it is smoother than that. It is a curve that continues forever. It is a geometry of infinite depth. If you were to trace a line along this curve, you would never reach the bottom. You would simply keep sliding deeper into the well of gravity. It is a slide without friction, a movement without effort. The geometry is perfect. It is shaped by the pure mathematics of general relativity. There are no rough edges in a black hole, no jagged rocks, no sharp corners, just smooth, continuous curves of gravity, bending the universe into a shape of rest. In the far distant future, long after our sun has burned out and the stars of the Milky Way have faded away, the universe will enter a new age. Astronomers call this the black hole era. In this future time, the only objects left in the cosmos will be black holes. The stars will be gone, the planets will be dust. Only the silent giants will remain. They will drift through an eternally dark universe. They will be the guardians of the void. It will be a time of absolute quiet, a time of stillness. There will be no light to disturb the peace, just the slow evaporation of gravity in a universe that has finally settled down to sleep. This era will last for years beyond counting. It is the ultimate state of relaxation for the cosmos. Even the way we measure them is soothing. We use the Schwarzschild radius. This is a simple formula that tells us how small you have to crush an object to turn it into a black hole. It turns the whole universe into a potential black hole. If You crushed the Earth down to the size of a marble, it would become a black hole. If you crushed a mountain down to the size of a proton, it would become a black hole. It tells us that density is the key. Everything has a hidden black hole inside it waiting for the pressure to reveal it. It is a potential state of being. A hidden shadow inside all matter. There is a phenomenon called gravitational lensing, where a black hole acts like a magnifying glass. Because it bends light, it can show us things that are behind it. A distant galaxy hidden behind a black hole will appear as a ring of light around it. The black hole brings the hidden things into view. It warps the image, stretching it into an arc. It reminds us that what we see depends on how we look. Gravity changes the perspective. It takes the straight lines of sight and curves them. It makes the universe flexible. Nothing is rigid. Everything is pliable under the soft, heavy hand of gravity. Let us consider the event horizon again as a membrane. It is not a solid surface you would crash into. It is like a shadow on the ground. You can walk through a shadow without feeling it. If you crossed the event horizon of a supermassive black hole, you might not even notice. The ride would be smooth. The view would still be there. You would simply be in a new region of space where the exit has closed behind you. It is a one-way transition, a gentle passage from the known to the unknown. It is the ultimate letting go. You leave the outer universe behind and accept the inner universe. You drift inward, carried by the river of space. Black holes are often found in the centers of globular clusters. These are ancient balls of stars that orbit the galaxy like satellites. They are the oldest cities in the universe, tightly packed with millions of stars. In the center of these crowded clusters, intermediate black holes may reside. They are the mayors of these ancient cities, keeping order in the dense crowd. The stars there are so close together that the night sky would be white with starlight. But in the center, the black hole sits, a dark pupil in a bright white eye, absorbing the excess, balancing the light with the dark. There is a calmness in the inevitability of gravity. It is a force that never turns off. It never needs to recharge. It never gets tired. It is constant. It is reliable. In a world where things are always changing, and breaking gravity is a promise that is always kept. The black hole is the purest expression of this promise. It is gravity in its most concentrated form. It holds, it pulls, it keeps. It is the anchor that never lifts. We can find comfort in that reliability. The ground beneath us is held by gravity. The earth is held by the sun. The sun is held by the black hole. We are part of a great chain of holding. We are supported. When we look at the night sky, we see the stars, but we do not see the black holes. They are the invisible background, the canvas upon which the stars are painted. Without the negative space, the positive space would have no meaning. The black holes define the structure of the universe by what they are not. They are not light. They are not matter. They are pure geometry. They are the silence between the words, the pause between the breaths. They give the universe depth. They make the flat sky into a deep three-dimensional ocean. Sometimes a star will orbit a black hole in a wide elliptical path. It swings in close, speeding up as it nears the dark object, and then flies out far into space, slowing down. It is a rhythmic motion, like a pendulum swinging. Tick-tock, in and out, fast and slow. The star is caught in a gravitational swing. It dances with the darkness. This dance can continue for millions of years, a repetitive, soothing motion. A celestial rocking chair. The universe rocking itself to sleep with the movement of the stars. The energy of a black hole is not hot like a fire. It is cold, stored energy. It is rotational energy. The spinning black hole holds energy in its very twist. It is like a coiled spring, perfectly still but full of potential. It holds this energy for eons. It does not waste it. It is efficient. It is a battery that lasts forever. It sits in the dark, preserving its momentum, waiting for the end of time. Imagine the color of the accretion disk again. It is often depicted as orange or red, but the light is shifted by the speed. To an observer, it might shimmer with colors we cannot name. Colors from the ultraviolet or X-ray spectrum shifted down into our vision. It is a rainbow of gravity, a spectrum of light painted on the edge of nothingness. But behind the rainbow is the black, the perfect circle, the pupil of the eye. It watches, it waits. It is the most patient thing in the creation. We are made of stardust. The atoms in our bodies were forged in the hearts of stars. Some of those stars may have become black holes. We are related to them. We share a history. The calcium in your bones and the iron in your blood may have once been part of a star that is now a singularity. We are the part of the star that escaped. We are the light that got away, but we are still connected to the darkness. It is our distant cousin, a heavy, silent relative sitting in the dark corners of the galaxy. Think of the word horizon. It usually means the line where the earth meets the sky, a place you can never reach because it moves as you move. But the event horizon is different. It is a fixed place, a specific coordinate in space. It is a destination, a final shore. The waves of light crash against it and disappear. The tides of gravity pull towards it. It is the coast of the unknown continent. We stand on the safety of our planet and look out across the ocean of space. At that distant shore, we wonder what lies inland, but the maps are blank. The territory is uncharted, and that is okay. We can rest in the mystery. Consider the shape of a black hole. In our minds, we might picture a flat disk like a hole in the ground, but in space it is a sphere. It is a ball of darkness. From every angle you approach it, it looks the same. It is a perfect three-dimensional void. It is the most perfect sphere in nature. Unlike planets which have mountains and valleys and rough terrains, the event horizon is flawlessly smooth. Gravity irons out every imperfection. It pulls every bump down into the center. If you were to touch the event horizon, it would be smoother than the smoothest glass. It is a geometry of absolute perfection, a shape defined by math and silence. It hangs in the sky like a dark pearl. There is a concept in relativity called the light cone. For every moment in time, light radiates outward in a cone shape defining the future. But near a black hole, gravity tips these cones over. It bends the future inward. As you get closer to the horizon, your future is no longer out in the universe. Your future is the center. The black hole changes the direction of destiny. It makes all roads lead to one place. It simplifies the timeline. There are no more branching paths. No more complex decisions. Just one single gentle curve leading to the point of rest. It is a relief to have the path laid out so clearly. When light tries to escape from the gravity of a black hole, but starts just outside the event horizon, it loses energy. It has to climb out of the deep valley of gravity. As it climbs, it gets tired. In physics, we say it is redshifted. The light waves are stretched out, making them longer and redder. By the time this light reaches our eyes, it has shifted from a bright, energetic blue to a deep, slow red. It is the color of a dying ember. It is the color of sunset. The black hole is surrounded by this halo of tired light. Light that has spent all its energy just to reach us. It arrives soft and weak, a faint signal from the edge of the abyss. We have spoken of the singularity as a point, but in a rotating black hole, the singularity might be a ring of infinite thinness. If this ring exists, it opens up strange possibilities. Theoretically, if you could pass through the center of the ring without touching the edges, you might not be crushed. You might pass through to somewhere else. This is the gateway to the Einstein-Rosen bridge. A wormhole, a tunnel through the fabric of reality. It suggests that the black hole is not a dead end, but a door, a passage to a distant part of the universe, or perhaps a different time. We can imagine drifting through this dark tunnel, protected by the eye of the storm, emerging into a new field of stars far away from where we started. The universe is expanding. The galaxies are moving away from each other. The space between them is stretching. But black holes resist this expansion. They are the knots that do not stretch. They hold their ground, while the rest of the cosmos gets thinner and more spread. Out the black hole remains dense and compact. It is a stronghold against the thinning of the world. It preserves the density of the early universe. It keeps a piece of the past locked tight against the drift of the future. It is a stubborn, persistent object, a monument to gravity that refuses to fade. Let us visualize the process of a star being unspooled. If a star drifts too close, it does not crash. It is disassembled. Layer by layer, the black hole peels the star. It takes the outer layers of gas first, gently stripping them away. It is a slow unraveling. The star is turned into a spiral stream. It is like unrolling a ball of yarn. The gas forms a long tail that wraps around the black hole. It is a quiet deconstruction. The star is not destroyed, it is just changed. It changes from a sphere of light into a river of light. It flows into the new shape, adapting to the new gravity. It is a fluid transition. There is a theory called the holographic principle. It suggests that the entire universe might be a two-dimensional surface, and what we see as 3 dimensions is just a projection. Like a hologram. Black holes are central to this theory. The amount of information a black hole can hold depends on its surface area, not its volume. This is strange. It implies that the surface is the most important part. The event horizon might be the screen upon which the reality of the interior is projected. It tells us that depth might be an illusion, that everything is written on the surface. We are just reading the code on the bubble of the universe. Think of the silence of the vacuum. There is no air to carry sound. If you were floating near a black hole, you would hear nothing. No wind, no roar of the accretion disk. Just absolute silence. The only sound would be the sound of your own breathing, the slow rhythm of your own life. The black hole is a pantomime. a massive display of energy and power that makes no noise. It is a silent movie on a cosmic scale. The silence amplifies the visual beauty. It makes the experience internal. You watch the slow swirl of the light and you feel the heavy tug of the gravity, but the ears rest in total quiet. In the constellation of Monoceros the Unicorn, there is a black hole closer to us than most. It is called V616 Monocerotus. It is a quiet neighbor. It reminds us that these objects are sprinkled throughout the sky. We cannot see them with our eyes, but we know they are there by the way the other stars move. They are like invisible dancers. On a stage, we see the visible partners spinning and dipping, and we know they are being held by an unseen hand. We can infer the presence of the darkness by the movement of the light. It is a trust in the invisible, a knowing that what we cannot see is just as real as what we can. Gravity is a weak force compared to magnetism or electricity. You can overcome the gravity of the whole Earth just by picking up a cup. But gravity wins in the end because it adds up. It is cumulative. Black holes are the victory of this weak force. They are what happens when gravity is allowed to win completely. They are the triumph of the slow, patient accumulation of mass. They teach us that small things adds up, that patience leads to power, that if you just keep gathering and holding, eventually you will become irresistible. Let us imagine the concept of a white hole. It is a theoretical opposite of a black hole. While a black hole lets nothing out, a white hole lets nothing in. It only pushes energy out. Some scientists dream that the bottom of a black hole connects to a white hole, that the matter falling in here is pouring out somewhere else as pure light, like a cosmic hourglass. The sand falls through the narrow neck of the singularity and piles up on the other side. It is a beautiful image of balance. For every intake, there is an output. For every darkness, there is a light. The universe breathes in and the universe breathes out. The stability of a supermassive black hole is comforting. They are not erratic. They do not wander randomly. They sit in the center of the potential well of the galaxy. They are the lowest point. Everything naturally rolls toward them. They are the drain in the center of the basin. This stability allows life to evolve. If the center of the galaxy were chaotic, the solar systems would be flung into the void. But the black hole holds the center. It keeps the galaxy flat. It keeps the orbits aligned. It is the heavy keel of the galactic ship keeping us steady in the turbulent ocean of the universe. When we sleep, we experience a form of time dilation. 8 hours can feel like a blinking of an eye. We close our eyes and the world jumps forward. We travel to the future. Black holes are the physical manifestation of this feeling. They are machines of skipped time. Near them, the universe speeds up. Inside them, time breaks. In sleep, we touch the edge of this timelessness. We dip our consciousness into a pool of rest where the clock does not matter. We align ourselves with the deep, slow time of the cosmos. We let go of the counting of seconds and float in the river of duration. Think of the accretion disk as a blanket. The black hole pulls this blanket up around itself. The gas and dust wrap around the dark center, keeping it hidden. It is swaddled in light. The universe is tucking it in. The forces of nature are caring for this object, feeding it, clothing it in energy. There is a gentleness in the mechanics of the cosmos. It is not just forces colliding. It is matter finding its place. It is energy seeking equilibrium. It is a system settling into a comfortable state. Even the death of a black hole is gentle. We spoke of evaporation, but let us visualize it. It is a shrinking. Over trillions of years, the horizon gets smaller. It recedes. It gives back the space. It borrowed. It slowly uncurls the space-time it warped. It is a relaxation of the tension, like a knot slowly loosening until the string is straight again. The black hole eventually disappears, leaving the space flat and calm. The wrinkle is ironed out. The universe returns to a smooth, featureless plain, a perfect calm sea after the storm has passed. We are small and the universe is large. This sense of scale is a lullaby. It takes the weight off our shoulders. Our problems are microscopic compared to the event horizon. Our worries are dust. In the face of such immense gravity and time, we are free to just be. We are free to drift. We are free to close our eyes and let the rotation of the earth carry us. We are being held by gravity, just like the stars. We are part of the same system. We are safe in the dark. We are safe in the quiet. We can rest now. Let us drift back to the idea of the photon sphere, that ring of trapped light we mentioned earlier. It is a place of infinite reflection. If you were floating there, you would see the universe mirrored and distorted. The starlight from behind the black hole is bent around to meet you. The starlight from in front of you travels all the way around the circle and returns to your eyes. It is a hall of mirrors constructed by gravity. You are surrounded by the ghosts of light. Images that have been circling for thousands of years, just waiting for a witness. It is a carousel of cosmic history spinning silently in the dark. It creates a sense of being everywhere at once. A total immersion in the light of the galaxy. Consider the temperature of a black hole. It is inversely proportional to its mass. The bigger the black hole, the colder it is. A stellar mass black hole is very cold, but a supermassive black hole is incredibly cold. It is almost absolute zero. It is a coldness that is pure. It is a stillness of the atoms. Heat is vibration, heat is movement. Cold is rest. The black hole is the most rested object in the universe. It has settled down completely. It is a reservoir of cold in a universe that is often too hot and too loud. It is a refreshing dip into the cool waters of the void. When we think of orbits, we usually think of circles. But near a black hole, orbits can be shaped like rosettes, like the petals of a flower. A star does not just retrace the same path over and over. Its path shifts slightly with each turn. It draws a flower pattern in the sky. Over millions of years, the star paints a mandala of light around the darkness. It is a complex, beautiful geometry, a celestial spirograph. The universe is an artist, and gravity is the brush. It moves with precision. It never makes a mistake. The pattern is always perfect. There is a deep connection between black holes and galaxies. It seems they grow together. A large galaxy always. As a large black hole, a small galaxy has a small one. They are linked. They are partners. It suggests that the black hole is not a parasite eating the galaxy, but a heart pumping energy in order through the system. They regulate the birth of stars. If the galaxy makes too many stars, the black hole wakes up and warms the gas, stopping the production. If the galaxy is too quiet, the black hole sleeps and allows the gas to cool and form stars. It is a thermostat, a regulator, a gentle hand on the dial of creation, keeping the galaxy in balance. Imagine the color of gravity. If we could see gravity, it would look like a fog getting thicker and thicker near the center. It would be a gradient of weight. Out here where we are, the fog is thin and light. We move through it easily. But near the event horizon, the fog is thick like molasses. It slows everything down. It cushions every movement. To fall into a black hole is to sink into a deep, soft bed of gravity. You are supported on all sides. You are held. There is no hard surface to hit, just a deepening of the medium, a thickening of the space. The universe is full of noise. Radio waves, X-rays, bursts of gamma radiation. It is a cacophony of signals. But the black hole is a sink for this noise. It absorbs the signals. It takes the static of the universe and silences it. It creates a zone of quiet. It is a noise-cancelling headphone for the cosmos. It creates a pocket of peace where the signals stop, where the information rests, where the constant chatter of the stars is finally hushed. We can think of the black hole as a seed of the future universe. Some theories suggest that our universe will eventually stop expanding and collapse back in on itself. A big crunch. All matter will return to a single point, a final singularity. In that sense, every black hole is a rehearsal for the end of time, a small practice run for the ultimate unity. They are reminders that everything comes from one and returns to one. It is a cycle of breath, expansion and contraction, waking and sleeping. We are currently in the waking phase, the expansion phase, but the sleeping phase, the contraction, is waning in the hearts of the black holes. Let gravity be a comfort too. You now feel the gravity of the earth pulling you down into your bed. It is the same force. The exact same force that holds the stars in the sky is holding you in your sheets. You are connected to the black holes by this force. You are part of the web of gravity. You do not have to hold yourself up. The earth has you. The gravity has you. You can let go of your muscles. You can let go of your tension. Gravity is doing the work. Gravity is the tireless servant carrying the weight so you do not have to. Think of the shadow the black hole casts. A shadow on the background of gas. It is a circular shadow. It is the absence of light that proves the presence of mass. In art, negative space is just as important as the subject. The black hole is the ultimate negative space. It defines the galaxy by being the center point of darkness. It gives the spiral arm something to rotate around. It gives the composition of the galaxy a focal point. Without the dark center, the galaxy would be a shapeless cloud. The darkness gives it form. The shadow gives it structure. There is a theory that wormholes might connect to black holes. This is called quantum entanglement. If two black holes are entangled, they are connected across vast distances. What happens to one happens to the other instantly. They share a soul. They are twins separated by light years, but joined by a secret tunnel in the fabric of reality. It suggests that distance is an illusion, that underneath the surface everything is touching. We are all connected. The separation we see is just a surface-level trick. Deep down in the quantum roots, we are all one cistern dot. Let us visualize the accretion disk one more time. It is not just a flat ring. It is turbulent. It flows. It has currents and eddies like a river. It is a river of light flowing into a sea of dark. The material moves in long, graceful arcs. It is a slow-motion waterfall. Imagine watching a waterfall in super slow motion. The water droplets hanging in the air. That is the accretion disk. Matter suspended in the fall, drifting slowly, inevitably toward the basin. It is a hypnotic motion, a constant flow that never runs dry. The density of a neutron star is incredible, but a black hole goes beyond it. A neutron star is like a giant atomic nucleus, a city-sized atomic nucleus. But even that cannot resist gravity. The black hole crushes even the neutrons. It crushes the structure of matter until there is nothing left but mass. It is a purity of substance. It removes the empty space from the atoms. We are mostly empty space. Our atoms are 99% void. The black hole removes the void. It compresses us into our true essence. It brings everything closer together. It is the ultimate intimacy of matter. Sometimes we fear the dark, but the dark is where we rest. We turn off the lights to sleep. We close our curtains. We seek the dark. The black hole is the natural state of rest for the universe. It is the bedroom of the cosmos. It is where the stars go when they are tired. It is where the light goes to rest. It is not a place of fear, but a place of recharge, a place of deep, dormant energy. It is the night shift of the galaxy keeping watch while the stars shine. There are no clocks in a black hole. Time does not just slow down, it loses its meaning. Past and future merge. There is only the eternal now. The singularity is a moment that lasts forever. If you were there, you would be outside of history. You would be outside of the timeline. You would be in a state of pure existence without the pressure of the ticking clock. No deadlines, no schedules, no rushing, just being. A state of permanent suspension in the heart of the void. Even the light that escapes the accretion disk is polarized. It spirals out in a specific direction. It is organized light. The black hole organizes the chaos around it. It aligns the magnetic fields. It aligns the light. It brings order to the random movements of the gas. It is a cosmic librarian sorting the books of the universe, putting everything in its proper place, making sure the galaxy runs smoothly. It is a force of organization in a chaotic world. We can imagine the event horizon as a surface of water, smooth and black. Ripples can move across it when something falls in. These ripples ring down like a bell. The horizon vibrates for a moment and then returns to perfect smoothness. It heals itself. It absorbs the disturbance and becomes calm again. It is resilient. It cannot be broken. It cannot be scarred. It accepts what comes and returns to peace. It is a lesson in acceptance, letting things fall in and returning to stillness. Let your mind wander to the edge of the universe. Far away from here, the black holes there are the same as the ones here. The laws of physics are the same everywhere. There is a consistency to the universe, a reliability. Whether you are here or a billion light years away, gravity works the same. It is a constant friend, a familiar force. You are never truly lost because gravity is always there to orient you. Down as always towards the center of the earth, the center of the sun, the center of the black hole, the center of the galaxy. You are always being guided to the center. The darkness is heavy and warm. It wraps around you like a quilt. The scientific facts are just stories to help you visualize the heavy comfort of the dark. The black hole is a concept, a metaphor for deep sleep. A place where the world cannot reach you. A place where you are safe. A place where time stops. You are drifting toward that horizon now. The horizon of sleep. The edge of consciousness. You are crossing over. The noise is fading. The light is dimming. You are floating in the velvet. Void. Supported. Held. At rest. There is a theorem in physics called the no-hair theorem, which states that black holes are incredibly simple. They lose all the complicated details of the stars that made them. They forget if they were made of blue stars or yellow stars. They forget the mountains and the oceans of the planets they consumed. All that texture is smoothed away. What is left is a perfect object. It is a sphere defined only by its mass, its spin, and its charge. It is the ultimate minimalism. In a universe that is messy and chaotic, the black hole is clean. It is uncluttered. It has let go of everything unnecessary. It teaches us the art of letting go. Shedding the details until only the heavy core remains. Imagine the universe as a vast ocean. Most of the time we are sailing on the surface where the waves are and the light touches the water, but the black hole is the deep trench. It is the Mariana Trench of the cosmos. Down there the water is still, the pressure is immense. The light from the surface does not reach. It is a world of eternal night, but it is not a scary night. It is a protected night. It is the crushing depth that holds the ocean together. The deeper you go, the quieter it gets. The black hole is the deepest point of the dive, a place where the buoyancy fails and you simply rest on the bottom of reality. We can think of the black hole as a lens, a gravitational lens. It takes the light from behind it and bends it into an Einstein ring. This is a perfect circle of light. It is a halo. It looks like a diamond ring floating in the dark. It is a jewel of gravity. The black hole wears the light of the galaxy like a crown. Even in its darkness, it creates beauty. It manipulates the light without destroying it. It curves the path of the photons, gently guiding them around the obstacle. It shows us that there is always a way around. Even when the path is blocked, gravity finds a way to flow. Let us return to the concept of time standing still. To an outsize observer looking at someone falling into a black hole, they never actually see them cross the line. The image of the traveler just gets slower and slower. They fade. They become dimmer and redder. They seem to hover on the edge of the horizon forever, frozen in time, a permanent image. It is a form of immortality. You never disappear, you just fade into the infrared. You become a ghost of light haunting the edge of the darkness. You are preserved in the memory of the light. The spin of a black hole can be incredibly fast. Some spin at nearly the speed of light. This spinning drags the fabric of space along with it. Imagine a spoon stirring a cup of thick, dark syrup. The syrup swirls around the spoon. Space is the syrup. It is thick and viscous. The black hole stirs the universe. This swirling motion is called frame dragging. It means you cannot just stand still near a black hole. The space you are standing in is moving. You are being carried by the flow. You are in a carousel of gravity. You are dancing with the giant whether you want to or not. It is a rhythmic, soothing rotation in the very center Of the galaxy, the stars are moving very fast, whipping around the supermassive black hole. But the black hole itself sits almost perfectly still. It is the eye of the storm, the anchor point. It is the unmoving mover. It holds the chaos in check. It exerts its influence without moving a muscle. It is a presence of pure authority. It commands the stars to orbit and they obey. They dance their long ellipses, paying tribute to the king in the center. Think of the color black. It is the absorption of all colors. A white object reflects everything. A black object accepts everything. It takes the light in and keeps it. It is receptive. It is open. The black hole is the most receptive object. In existence, it welcomes matter. It welcomes light. It welcomes energy. It turns nothing away. It is a vessel of infinite capacity. You can pour the whole universe into it and it will never be full. It just grows. It expands its horizon to make room for more. It is generous in its capacity to hold. We often look for life in the universe, searching for radio signals or biological signs. But black holes are the opposite of life. They are the inorganic skeletons of the cosmos. They are the structure. Life is fragile and temporary. It comes and goes. Civilizations rise and fall. But black holes remain. They are the permanent fixtures. They are the stones in the riverbed. They will be here long after the last biological eye has closed. There is a peace in their permanence. They are the statues of the universe standing guard over the deep time. Sometimes jets of plasma are fired from the poles of a black hole. These jets are traveling at almost the speed of light. They punch a hole through the galaxy, pushing gas aside. They are like cosmic fountains. They recycle the material. They take the gas that was falling in and shoot it back out into the galaxy. This gas cools down and forms new stars. The black hole is a gardener. It tills the soil of the galaxy. It moves the nutrients around. It ensures that the cycle of star birth continues. It is not just a destroyer, it is a creator. It is part of the ecosystem of the sky. Imagine a binary system where a black hole and a normal star orbit each other. The black hole is invisible, but we can see the star being pulled into a teardrop shape. The gravity is stretching the star. It is a gravitational embrace. The black hole is holding its partner close. They are locked in a gravitational waltz. Round and round they go. A bright parter and a dark parter. Yin and yang, light and shadow, dancing through the void. It is a balance of forces, a relationship. Written in the laws of physics, let your mind visualize the bending of light one more time. It is called lensing because it acts like glass, but it is a lens made of nothing, a lens made of pure curve. It magnifies the distant universe. It allows us to see galaxies that are too far away to see on their own. The black hole acts as a telescope. It brings the distant near. It connects the background to the foreground. It folds the map of the universe, making it smaller and more intimate. There is a calmness in the dark energy that expands the universe. It pushes the galaxies apart. It isolates them. Eventually, every galaxy will be alone in a vast sea of black. And within those galaxies, the black holes will consume the remaining matter. The universe will become a collection of isolated islands of gravity, quiet, separated, peaceful. The noise of interaction will cease. The collisions will stop. It will be a universe of solitude, a monastery of stars and black holes meditating. In the silence, the Schwarzschild radius is a boundary of knowledge. We cannot know what happens inside. Science stops at the edge. Formulas break down. It is a limit to human understanding. It is a reminder that we are not the masters of the universe. There are places we cannot go. There are secrets we cannot read. This humility is soothing. We do not have to solve every puzzle. We can let the black hole keep its secrets. We can respect the mystery. We can let the unknown remain unknown. Think of the gravity well as a funnel, a coin rolling down a plastic funnel in a wishing well, round and round, getting faster and deeper. But in space there is no friction. The coin never stops rolling unless it crosses the edge. It is a perpetual motion, a smooth gliding path. The planets glide around the sun. The sun glides around the black hole. We are all gliding. We are all falling freely through the vacuum. We are weightless. We are supported by the geometry of space. Even the Hawking radiation that evaporates the black hole is cold. It is a temperature only a tiny fraction of a degree above absolute zero. It is a cold light, a shimmering of particles that barely exist. It is a ghost of heat. The black hole gives up its mass in a cold breath. It takes trillions of years to breathe out. It is the slowest metabolic rate in nature. It hibernates for eons. It sleeps through the eras of the universe. As we drift toward the end of our thoughts, let us remember that we are safe. We are here on Earth. The gravity here is just right. Not too heavy, not too light. It holds us to the floor. It keeps the atmosphere around us. It hugs the ocean to the planet. Gravity is love. It is the force that draws things together. It is the force that prevents us from flying apart. The black hole is just the strongest example of this love. The ultimate attraction. The ultimate holding. You are now caught in the gentle pull of sleep. It is a horizon you are crossing. The thoughts of the day are spaghettifying, stretching out and breaking apart. They are losing their structure. They are becoming a smooth stream of consciousness flowing into the dark. The details are gone. The no-hair theorem applies to your mind now. The complexity of the day is washed away. You are a simple object of rest. You are heavy. You are sinking. You are crossing the line. Into the quiet. Into the shadow. Into the deep velvet sleep. Let us ponder the texture of space-time itself. We usually think of space as nothingness, but in the presence of a black hole it becomes something tangible. It becomes a fabric that can be stretched and twisted. Imagine a piece of velvet being smoothed out by a hand. The black hole is the hand pressing down, smoothing the fabric until it is perfectly flat and tight. It irons out the wrinkles of the universe. It creates a tension that holds the stars in place. It is a feeling of being tucking in. The universe is tucking itself in, around. The black hole making everything secure and tight. There is a concept called the ergosphere, which is shaped like an oblate spheroid. It bulges out at the equator of the spinning black hole. If you were in this region, you could still escape, but you could not stand still. You would have to move with the rotation of the black hole. It is like being on a carousel that never stops. You are part of the system now. You are moving with the rhythm of the gravity. It is a dance that has no beginning and no end, just a constant turning in the dark, a perpetual motion machine made of space and time. We can think of the black hole as a great recycler of light. The light that falls in is not lost in a practical sense, it is added to the mass. The black hole grows by eating light. It turns energy into mass. It confirms Einstein's famous equation that energy and mass are the same thing, just in different forms. The black hole is the alchemist. It takes the fleeting energy of a photon and turns it into the permanent weight of the singularity. It makes the transient eternal. It solidifies the light. In the early universe, the gas was thick and opaque. Light could not travel far. But as the first black holes formed and the first stars ignited, they cleared the fog. They ionized the gas. They made the universe transparent. We owe our clear view of the night sky to these early giants. They swept the room clean. They opened the curtains of the cosmos. They allowed us to see the distant past. They are the caretakers of visibility, even though they themselves are invisible. Imagine the sound of rain, a steady, constant white noise. Now imagine that sound slowing down, slower and deeper, until it becomes a low hum. That is the feeling of gravity waves washing over the earth. They are the ripples from distant collisions. They pass through us constantly. We are vibrating with the universe. We are resonating with the black holes. We are not separate from their events in deep space. We are physically touched by them. The gravity that shaped them is the same gravity that holds our feet to the ground. It is a universal language. The sheer scale of a supermassive black hole is a sedative. Our minds cannot truly grasp the size, so we simply surrender to it. A hole larger than our solar system, a mass of 4 million suns. It is too big to worry about. It renders our anxieties meaningless. In the shadow of such a giant, our problems disappear. They are smaller than atoms. We can let them go. We can let them float away into the accretion disk and be consumed. We can unburden ourselves in the presence of the infinite. There is a quiet beauty in the mathematics of the black hole. The equations that describe them are smooth and elegant. There is no chaos in the math. It is symmetrical. It is balanced. It suggests that at the heart of the most violent objects in the universe, there is a core of absolute order. A place where the numbers balance out perfectly. A place where nature makes sense. It is a comforting thought that underneath the noise of life, there is a fundamental order, a bedrock of logic and peace. Let us visualize the universe billions of years from now. The era of starlight will end. The stars will burn out one by one. The galaxies will go dark. But the black holes will remain. They will become the masters of the dark age. They will inherit the cosmos. In that distant future, the universe will be a quiet place, a graveyard of stars monitored by the silent sentinels of gravity. It will be a time of long rest, a time of hibernation. The universe will sleep for an eternity. When matter falls into a black hole, it heats up and glows, but just before it crosses the horizon, it dims. This is the last gasp of the light. It is a fading signal. It reminds us of a candle flickering out. The flame gets smaller and redder until it is just a wisp of smoke. The matter enters the dark peacefully. It is not a violent end, but a quiet transition. A fading away, a crossing over into a new state of being. Think of the event horizon as a one-way membrane, like a cell wall. It allows things to enter but nothing to leave. It is a protective barrier for the singularity. It keeps the chaos of the universe out and keeps the secrets of the center in. It creates a private space, a sanctuary. Inside that, while the rules are different, the noise of the outside world is cut off. It is the ultimate seclusion, a place of perfect isolation. We are made of atoms that want to bond, but inside a black hole, gravity overcomes the bonds. It separates the atoms. It separates the particles. It breaks everything down to its most basic components. It is a return to simplicity. We spend our lives building complex structures, but the universe tends towards simplicity. The black hole is the destination of that tendency. It is the end of complexity. It is the simple, smooth, final state of matter. Consider the gravitational redshift again. Time itself is stretched. If you sent a clock into a black hole, the ticking would get slower and slower. Tick, dot 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 dot. Tick, until the silence between the ticks becomes infinite. The moment stretches forever. The moment stretches forever. It is the ultimate pause button. We are always rushing against time, but the black hole defeats time. It slows it down to a halt. It wins the race. In the arms of the black hole, there is no rush, because there is no time. The universe is a dark room, and the galaxies are dust motes floating in it. The black holes are the drafts of air that move the dust. They are the invisible currents. We watch the dust dance, and we know the air is moving. We watch the stars orbit, and we know the black hole is there. We trust the movement. We trust the gravity. We do not need to see the wind to know it is blowing. We do not need to see the singularity to know it is holding us. Let us imagine a journey into the black hole not as a physical journey, but as a mental one. You are drifting past the event horizon. The light of the universe behind you shrinks to a dot. You are enveloped in darkness, but it is not empty. It is heavy with presence. You feel the weight of the millions of suns that have gone before you. You are joining the collection of the cosmos. You are becoming part of the archive. You are safe in the library of the deep. The spin of the black hole keeps it stable, like a gyroscope, a spinning top that never falls over. It maintains its orientation. In space, it is balanced. It is focused. In a universe that is tumbling and expanding, the black hole is a point of stability. It keeps its axis. It keeps its rhythm. It is a steady hand in a shaking world. We can think of the black hole as a dark sun. Our sun gives us light and heat. The black hole gives us gravity and structure. Both are necessary. We need the light to live, but we need the gravity to stay grounded. The black hole is the dark father of the galaxy. Stern and silent and strong. It provides the foundation. It provides the roof over our heads by holding the galaxy together. The accretion disk is bright, but the gap between the disk and the horizon is dark. This is called the innermost stable circular orbit. Inside this gap, nothing can orbit. It must fall. It is the plunging region. It is like the edge of a waterfall where the water becomes smooth before it drops. It is a region of surrender. The matter gives up its struggle to orbit and simply lets go. It allows gravity to take over completely. It is a release, a letting go of effort. Even the largest structures in the universe, the filaments of galaxies that span billions of light years, are anchored by black holes. They are the nodes in the cosmic web, the junction points, They connect the strands of the universe. They are the nails that hold the tapestry to the wall. Without them, the picture would fall apart. They are essential. They are the workers of the cosmos doing the heavy lifting in the dark. As we approach the end of our journey, let the concept of the black hole settle in your mind. It is not a monster. It is a feature of the landscape. It is a valley. It is a well. It is an anchor. It is a resting place. It is a part of nature, just like the mountains and the oceans. It belongs here. It has a purpose. Its purpose is to hold, to keep, to wait, to sleep. You can feel that same purpose in your body now. The purpose to rest, to hold still, to wait. For the morning, you are mimicking the black hole. You are becoming heavy. You are becoming still. You are letting the gravity take over. You are turning off the lights. You are entering your own personal event horizon. The world is fading away. The silence is growing. The peace is deepening. Let us consider the patience of the astronomers who search for these objects. They watch the sky for years, waiting for a tiny flicker, a slight dimming of a star, a subtle wobble in an orbit. They are listening to the whispers of the galaxy. It is a slow science. It requires stillness. It requires dedication. It mirrors the nature of the black hole itself, silent, watchful, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. We can learn from this patience. We do not need to rush to understanding. We can simply watch and wait. There is a theory called the firewall hypothesis. It suggests that the event horizon is not just empty space, but a wall of pure energy, a boundary that separates reality from non-reality. While this sounds intense from a distance, it is just a glowing border, a line in the sand. It marks the edge of the playground. On one side is the universe we know with its rules and its light. On the other side is the mystery. The far wall is the curtain that hides the backstage of the cosmos. It keeps the magic. Trick hidden so we can enjoy the show. Think of the star that creates the black hole. It fights against gravity for millions of years. It burns its fuel pushing outward while gravity pulls inward. It is a constant struggle, a long battle of forces. But eventually, the fuel runs out. The star gets tired. It cannot push back anymore. It surrenders. The collapse into a black hole is the moment the star stops fighting. It is the moment it accepts the gravity. It is a moment of release. It finally lets go and falls into its own center. It finds rest in the collapse. We are moving through the universe at incredible speeds. The Earth spins. The Earth orbits the Sun. The Sun orbits the black hole. The galaxy drifts through the void. But we do not feel it. We feel still. This is the gift of inertia. We are carried safely by these forces. We are passengers in a smooth vehicle. The supermassive black hole is the driver of the galaxy. It steers us through the darkness. We do not need to know the destination. We can trust the driver. We can sleep in the back seat while the universe drives us through the night. The light from the accretion disk is the last message sending out information about the matter that is falling in. It is a telegram from the edge. It tells us about the composition of the gas, the speed of the spin, the strength of the magnetic field. The black hole is communicating with us. It is sharing its story before it goes silent. We catch these messages with our telescopes. We read the history of the dark. We are the archivists, collecting the memories of the galaxy. Let your imagination drift to the concept of the Great Attractor. This is a gravity anomaly in deep space, a massive concentration of galaxies and dark matter, including many black holes. It is pulling our Milky Way and thousands of other galaxies towards it. We are flowing like a river towards this great basin. It is hundreds of millions of light years away. We will not reach it for eons, but we are moving. We are part of a great cosmic flow, a slow migration of galaxies towards a central meeting point. It is a feeling of belonging to a larger movement. We are not stagnant. We are flowing home. The darkness of the black hole is not empty, it is full of mass. It is solid darkness. If you could weigh it, it would be the heaviest thing imaginable. It is grounding. When you feel anxious, you feel light and flighty. But the black hole is the opposite. It is grounded. It is unmovable. It is the rock. Visualize that heaviness sitting in your chest, not crushing, but securing, holding you down, keeping you from floating away, anchoring you to the moment, anchoring you to sleep. In the very long term, trillions of years from now, even the protons that make up atoms might decay. Matter itself might fade away. If this happens, black holes will be the last survivors. They will be the containers of the final essence of the universe. They will hold the last energy. They will be the embers glowing in the final night. It is a poetic end, a universe of pure gravity and pure geometry, a universe that has finally finished its work and can sleep forever. The curvature of space is like a cradle. The black hole curves space into a deep cup. The stars rest in this cup. The planets rest in this cup. You are resting in this cup. The geometry of the universe is designed to hold things. It is designed to cradle matter. You are being cradled. Right now, the mattress curves under you. The pillow curves under your head. You are in a gravity well of comfort.